As a mortgage and financial advisor, I've seen a huge mistake from so many advisors, even the clients that I work with, and that have scaled from 5 to 10 to 15, 20, 30, even £60,000 per month and beyond. And it is the fear of delegation. If by the end of this episode, you understand why delegation is so important and how it can impact not only your business, but also your life, then I have been successful. Now, before we dive in, I joined the mortgage industry back in 2003 and started my own brokerage in 2006. I ended up building a almost 7-figure insurance brokerage that I hated. I had a team of 15 and I was the first in, last out. I was managing absolutely everything, and I don't want the same for you. Since 2016, when I started all over again, I've done everything differently. And I want you to understand what you need to do differently to create the life, the income, and the business that you truly want. I don't want you to stay stuck on a hamster wheel that is going to keep you working too many hours, feeling stressed, overwhelmed, anxious. And I want you to be able to delegate so you can elevate to earn the profit and income that you truly desire. What I would love for you to do is go back and watch the last 2 weeks worth of episodes. The first is from 0 to 5K per month. The second is from 5K to 10K. And this fear of delegation can keep you stuck at 5 to 10K if you don't take on your first administrator, as I explained last week. But where I see this really becoming a challenge for you right now is as you transition from 5 to 10, 10 to 15 and 20, is you still want to give the advice. I've worked with so many business owners and got them to remove themselves from advising. And you have to understand that you need to sacrifice profit in order to be able to delegate and elevate. Your profit will go down, but you will create more time, and then you invest that time into more brand awareness, into building a better audience, into gaining more authority in the eyes of your customers, in creating more demand, more leads. When you understand how to generate more leads, more introducers, more referrals, you're able to spend more time working on the business, then your revenue will increase and your profit will go even higher than it was before you recruited. The mistake that advisors make is still wanting to give the advice. That is a task that you can get rid of. The advisors who are stuck on the hamster wheel, the business owners that can't delegate and let go, are the ones who first believe that their clients will only work with them. That's ego. I had exactly the same problem. What the clients truly want is to know that they are being looked after. You are the authority. So therefore, if you make the recommendation that you have somebody better to now look after them, you're still there, but you're no longer the driver, you are the passenger, then that frees you up to work on growing your business and growing your revenues. The reason why this is a problem is because you will become the number one salesperson in your business, even though you might have 1, 2, 3, 4 advisors. You do not want to be writing and submitting more business than those advisors. You need to be managing and driving the performance of the business. As an entrepreneur, you're thinking about where's the next £1,000 or £100,000 come from, not focusing on the deals and the individual transaction. Your mindset needs to switch to transformational rather than transactional. How I managed to do this for myself was in 2016 when I started all over again. I made the decision that I wanted to stop advising. So every decision that I made in business was, how do I create more leads? How do I generate more sales? And then how do I delegate out that advice? So the first thing I did was have a PA, someone who I could get rid of all the administration, all of the things that you don't need to be qualified to do. All I wanted to do was speak to clients on first appointments and sell protection and give the advice and do the research. That's it. Getting rid of all of the administration meant that I could go out networking, I could build relationships, I could do more social media. So I had a marketing person to basically do everything that we do now, to help me create more content for the business, to get more brand awareness, to stand out to our audience, to build more authority by speaking on stages, writing my book, doing the things that we're going to be very top of funnel to drive more leads, more appointments, and more sales. If your challenge is worrying about where your next lead is coming from, maybe you're not doing any form of marketing, you're solely relying on referrals and recommendations. If you don't understand anything at all about social media or marketing, then I have just the thing for you. I wrote an Amazon best-selling book called The Lead Generation Guide. It sold over 1,000 copies, and these principles have generated me in excess of £5 million in revenue, and that continues to compound. These principles are clarity, content, social media, marketing techniques, and sales. No matter what industry or business you are in, it will 100% help you to attract your ideal client and increase your sales to make your business life and journey much easier. If you go on Amazon right now, it's $12.99. But if you go to theleadgenerationguide.co.uk or click the link in the description or show notes, I'm gifting you a free copy. You enter your details, you pay £4, which is purely for the postage, and my team will get it posted straight to you. I'd love for you to solve your lead generation problems so you can increase your sales and build a business you truly love. Go and grab a copy right now. As that grew in 2018, I started to get all the remortgages coming back up, all the product transfers, they all came to an end. I took on an advisor who was an early stage trainee advisor to look after all of my existing clients. And I phoned some of those ones, especially the bigger mortgages, and said, hey, look, I've got someone else who's going to be looking after you now, who's going to handle your remortgage. Because when you're getting 0.18% or 0.38%, basically less a commission on an existing deal, I wanted to be earning the maximum pound per hour, which meant that I needed to be dealing with all of the new inquiries. While the profit went down so I could pay the wage for that trainee advisor, I was able to pass all of the existing business to them and go and generate even more new business. That now meant that we had two income streams. And of course, the delay between application and banked is a period of time, but it's much quicker on a product transfer and a remortgage. So I was able to get a return on that investment and bring the profit back up much quicker. That meant that roughly within about 6 months, I was able to go and get another experienced advisor. And I did all of the first conversations and first appointments and pick and chose the deals that I wanted to keep, typically the ideal clients that were going to be building multiple property portfolios or the larger mortgage amount deals. Anything else got delegated. I did the first call and said, hey, my PA will give you a call in a couple of days to follow up, or new advisor would give you a call in a couple of days to follow up. I got rid of the advice on those smaller deals, which meant that I could invest more time into creating more demand, more public speaking, more networking, etc. That enabled me to grow. And by the time we went through 12 months of doing that and taking on another administrator to support those two advisors, we're now at the point where essentially it was me, a PA, a marketing person, two advisors, we took on another administrator. And at that point in time, that enabled us to get to a stage where I was able to stop advising in the early of 2020. It took me almost 4 years to be able to achieve that goal. But it was sacrificing profit to invest in team, to create time, to drive more leads, sales and appointments, and then leveraging systems throughout that whole journey to measure, monitor and manage the performance of that team. The only thing that made all of that possible was having a system as the foundation when it was me and my PA that had documented the whole entire process that we wanted them to go through. And then every person that we brought in learned how to use the system, which delivered the process and fantastic outcomes for our clients. That meant I could maximize the pound of every single sale. I could get the highest value sale from each individual client, but also we could automate the follow-up. We could nurture the relationships with email marketing and text communication. Now we've even brought in AI, conversational, within our automations, within our lead generation to improve the conversion rate of our leads, of our nurture, and we're taking it to a whole new level. You became a business owner to create more time, more freedom, and I appreciate that some of you may be really happy being a one-person army. I actually hate the one-person army mentality because if it's just you, all you've created yourself is another job. Even if you are a team of two with a PA and admin, you are still the full punching bag for the marketing and the sales and the advice and the compliance. You've just got somebody else to help you. It's at the point where you move beyond two people that you truly become a business owner. And if you listen to last week's episode where I talk about every head that you bring into the business should realistically bring you another £100,000 in revenue. Even if you were to pay out 50% of that in commissions to an advisor, you've created £50,000 worth of profit. As a business owner, as a founder, as an advisor, create a business that gives you time to do more of the things that you want. When you are able to have a business that runs like an asset, as I have created for myself now, then you're able to do more things that you're passionate about. Maybe you want to go and do charity work. Maybe you want to use your business as a vehicle for good. Maybe you want to take more holidays. You want to take your team out and have good times. You want to invest in your clients. If you are constantly sitting behind the desk giving the advice, then you are going to always be trapped. Your job is to delegate, is to recruit people better than you, is to make your life easier so that you can begin to grow. And if you don't believe me on this, then just take Richard Branson's word for it.
The next stage is to be a great delegator, and not try to do everything yourself. Try to find people who are better than you all the time. Try to find people who are better than you to put you out of business effectively. So, whatever you're spending all your day doing, try to find someone who's better than you to do that, to replace you at it, so that you can go off and think about the next big picture. An entrepreneur is not a manager. I mean, an entrepreneur is somebody who is great at conceiving ideas, starting ideas, building ideas, but then handing over to really good managers to manage the businesses. The moment you've got more than one business, you can't be hands-on doing everything.
It's so weird, isn't it, how I saw that clip yesterday and it just really resonated for me with my journey that I have been on since 2016. And I would really love for you to be able to achieve your true goals. The employee mindset is what you may currently have. It's something that kept me trapped in my first 10 years of business. And I don't want that mindset to keep you trapped either. If you can master delegation, if you can see yourself as an entrepreneur, then you are going to be able to build a business that gives you the wealth that enables you to live the life that you love. And if that's your goal, then this podcast, YouTube channel, and all of my content is for you. So make sure that you click the links and you come and join us on this journey to systemizing and scaling so you can live a life you truly love. Thanks so much indeed for tuning in. See you next week.